Hey, what's going on everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video on the channel, and here rocking the Rampage tee because I know recently in the past video that I just uploaded, which is probably a month ago now at this point, you guys had an issue with some ironing of the shirts, a bunch of wrinkles in my shirts. Well, if you guys want to rock some wrinkle-free t-shirts, go check out the merch store in the link down below. If you want to check out the merch, if you want to just support the channel, it's greatly appreciated. Super comfortable as well, wrinkle-free. It's a win-win for everybody. One quick announcement that I also have to make is that if you also like Blackjack content, then I'm making videos. I've posted about this before. The channel is called Splitting Deuces. We make Blackjack content, so if you want to just sweat out some action and you're not at a local casino or something and you're a big fan of Blackjack, well, there's some videos there too. We really enjoy making those, so if you want to check it out, that'd be greatly appreciated. So with that said, both those links are in the description below. Comment down below as well if you want a chance to win a free chip. I always give one out every single video to a lucky commenter. And yeah, that's all we got today. Let's go ahead, hop into the action, see what we're playing, and try to make some money. Maybe not punt, just not punt. Guys, it's the last day. These shirts are only up for like a few more hours if you're watching this the day of this upload. So, limited edition t-shirts to celebrate the WSOP victory. I love these bad boys. It's so comfortable and I love the design. Also really love this too. So, they're only up for a few more hours if you're watching this. They end today, August 17th. So, check it out. If you like it, feel free to, also these hats are really cool too. So, might as well, you could just get the hat and the shirt combo. It's a great look. It fits, it matches, it's amazing. So if you want to support the channel, it's always much appreciated. Also, the next video, there will be a nice announcement there. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's get back into the video.
You get 5 red? Yeah, 5 red. Thanks.
What's that?
I'm asking him. Have a good one, man. Thanks. How'd you do?
It's pretty good.
We hop into 1-3, and one of the first hands we look down at, we have pocket sevens in the big blind with a button straddle, so the small blind opens up the action to $15. Here with the pretty good pair, I can't 3-bet them here from the basically under the gun open essentially, but I'll just have to make the call, and there are 3 more players to call behind. Woof. We're going multi-way to this flop 5 ways. Flop comes 7, 5, 6, 2 hearts. Pretty decent board, I'd say, for us. Top set on a super wet board. Small blind, who's first to act, he checks to us, so here definitely going to have to take the initiative now and bet on the larger side. I bet to $50. The player on my left, under the gun player, raises us to $100 now. It folds all the way back to me, and I think this is really weird. Not really sure what to make of it, but it seems like he's not nutted here, at least with this min raise. I think I just have to put in the 3-bet here, considering he has about $250 behind this. I definitely want to get more money on this flop somehow, so here you certainly can't have hands like 5, 6 a lot, or combo draws as well, trying to bloat up the size of the pot. Here, I decided to choose a weird sizing to match his weird raise. I go for basically 2x min raise to $200. Before I announce the raise and push my chips in, he just insta jams. So I can't fold. I guess we'll have to make the call, certainly. And let's go to a runout. The turn's a jack, the river's a queen. I could be against the straight, but he seems reluctant to show, so I show my hand, and surely he shows us pocket 5s, a nice set over set to start the session.
That's what I was. Give me on there too. That's what I was gonna say.
You want it?
He taking grand or what?
Shout out to Louie. Shout out to
1-3. Yeah.
Next hand, we're in the big blind. I also paid for the small blind too, buying the buttons. So I have king 6 offsuits. There's an under the gun limp, the button limps, and I check. We're going to a flop 3 ways in a limped pot. Flop is king 5-6 rainbow. I lead out for $10, flopping top 2 with my big blind special, and the under the gun player makes the call. The button folds, and we're going to a turn heads up. Little does he know, we have the beautiful big blind special. Turn is the Jack of Clubs, backdoor flush draw, and I don't really think clubs matter too much considering that he limped under the gun and is really limping a whole lot of suited cards, I guess. Sometimes can be afraid of King Jack here since he did limp under the gun, but still targeting King X, I decide to bet $20. He makes the call pretty quickly, and we're going to a river. The river is the Ace of Spades, not the best card considering that we can't get a whole lot of value from King X holdings now, but still gotta go for value with 2 pair. I bet on the smaller side to only $35, sizing down a little bit, targeting 1 pair of kings. He does make the call and unfortunately shows us the bad news with King Jack, so got there on the turn and we valued ourselves just a little bit here, but just chipping down a little bit. Next, we find ourselves in a fun blind versus blind situation. We pick up ace-9 offsuit in the small blind, and it folds to me. I open to $10, and the big blind makes the call. Big blind is a solid reg here, but can be a little more aggressive at certain times. So we're going to a flop, which comes ace-7, jack, 2 clubs, flopping top pair, and here we are fairly familiar with each other. I bet $15 on the larger side, since he doesn't have to believe me a whole lot, since I'm very much c-betting often on ace-high boards. With my $15 bet, he does take the initiative and raises us to $45 now. Not a whole lot of hands make sense here since we're playing blind versus blind. I think ace-jack certainly going to be 3-betting me pre, and ace-7, that is just going to be unfortunate. I guess he can have jack-7 as well, but with top pair, certainly not going to let it go here, especially against this player who can definitely raise as a bluff very often. So I've seen him make plenty of moves so far. I don't have to fold just yet, so I make the call, and we're going to a turn. Turn comes the 4 of clubs. The clubs get there, which is pretty gross, so I just check, hoping to get the showdown. As suspected, though, as he does raise on the flop, he's going to have to continue and barrel here for $70. This, I think, is the decision point of the hand where I can easily get away with top pair, pretty weak kicker. But like I said, I played with him before. I've seen him make plenty of moves in the past, and this is a spot where sometimes I can fold, sometimes I can defend my hand. And this time here against this specific opponent, I just felt like I had to defend here and not get bullied off of top pair just yet. So I decided to make the call, and we're evaluating a river. The river is perfect for us. It's a 9. So here we have a pretty easy decision to just check call now. We're going to let him blast away if he is bluffing, and pretty easy decision where I'm going to have to call any bets. So when I do check, he does throw out another bet of $150. I don't want to give it away that I'm just going to be calling down all the time here, especially for later hands later in the session, which you will see. So I think about it, but obviously it's a call. He shows us deuce 4 with the deuce of clubs, so our read was right this time where he was just trying to make a move on us blind versus blind, and luckily we got a pretty good river to seal the deal. The very next hand, we pick up ace-king offsuit in the button, so next hand we're dealt in here. There are 3 limps to me, and obviously just going to have to raise it up on the larger side to punish the limps. I raised to $25, and only the small blind cold calls this $23 raise. He's the same player from last hand who was the big blind. So off to a flop, which comes a king 5-8 rainbow. He checks to us, and obviously love to see a king high dry flop when we have ace king. So I bet $20, he makes the call for 20, and we're going to a turn. Turn comes a 7, brings in a full rainbow. He checks to us, and here, on a much more connected board, certainly can just check it back for pot control. I don't think I'm really getting called by too much worse, unless it's like king jack or king 10. But I just check and evaluate a river in position. The river comes the jack of clubs, and once again, he checks. I don't think a lot of hands that would beat us right now are going to be checking it down like he is right now, especially against the player type. So I decide to bet $55. He thinks about it for a little bit and ends up making the call. I show my hand, we're good. Just want to show that we can extract just a little bit of extra value on this river. Following hand, we pick up pocket 8s in the big blind with a $5 button straddle. Action on the small blind, he folds. Onto me, I open up the action to $20. The player to my left, who we've been battling out the last 2 hands, he's pretty aggro and can obviously bluff. So he makes the call, and the button makes the call as well. We're going to a flop 3 ways, which comes king, 4, 3, 2 clubs. I'm first to act, and it's a pretty interesting spot. Multi-way with only 1 card over our pair. I think sometimes we can just check or c-bet depending on how the table dynamics are, but here I decided to c-bet $25. I think we can get some value from flush draws and some sort of straight draws here. And also with only the king out there, we don't have to be too concerned just yet. And the under the gun player makes the call, so we're going heads up to a turn. Turn comes the queen of spades. It's really not great for us now, considering we have 2 cards over to our pair. So I check here, obviously hoping to get to showdown. Surprised to see him actually check it back in this instance though. Considering how bluffy he is, I feel like he should be trying to bet this all the time, but seems like he doesn't have too strong of a hand to bet this turn. We're going to a river, which comes the 10 of spades. Oh, this board just keeps getting worse and worse for us. I check, praying he'll check it back, but nope, he throws out a bet of $80. Facing this $80 bet, this line just makes no sense to me. I feel like the only hand that can be doing this is potentially queen 10 of clubs exactly. From earlier, he bluffs a ton, and with 4th pair, if there's ever someone to hero call 4th pair, it's against him, so I call. He ends up mucking his hand, so I'm really happy I don't have to show my hand and show him how extremely light I'm calling him down with. But this hero call worked out. It didn't make a whole lot of sense with his line. Felt like any king would bet the turn, and honestly, if he's repping queen 10 or king 10, then so be it. Next hand, we have a lot of button straddles here, so I'm under the gun and look down at queen jack of spades. There's a big blind who open limps. He puts an extra $2 since the button straddle out there. I raise to $25. The player to my left makes the call, the button, and the big blind calls as well. So we're going multi-way to a flop, which comes queen 10 4 2 diamonds. Action checks to me, and here, pretty draw heavy for sure. Sitting with top pair and not the best kicker in the world. I feel like I still have to c-bet here, considering I do have top pair. No need to give away free cards if we don't have to. I bet $45 trying to get calls from a worse queen or some sort of draw. So the button makes the call for $45. Then the big blind jams, $93 total. And now I'm in a pretty awkward spot with basically a min jam, and the action is now reopened. I'm really not strong enough to isolate, as the button has about $400-ish behind. I decided to just make the call and really hope that the button isn't trying to make a move here and isolate, so I call for the additional $48, and luckily he does as well. We're going to a turn with a dry side pot. The turn comes the ace of hearts. Oh, this is really bad. Obviously, any ace high flush draw gets there, and I check, hoping for a check back, and luckily, we do get one. We're seeing a river, which comes a jack now. Sweet. How can I ever get one pair to call here in this spot? There is a 4-liner out there, but I think I've got to be good here against the other players sometimes. So I decided to bet $75, really trying to go for some slim value. Unfortunately, he folds. I show my hand, and we win the main pot as the other player mucks. So pretty interesting spot here where I didn't really know where I was at the whole time.
We're just going right there.
We're on a friendly table. Here at 1-3, we decided to do a bomb pot, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Everyone put in $10 each, so with $50 in the middle, we look down at pocket kings. Really? How do I wake up with kings here? That's so unfortunate. Well, the flop comes 8, 5, 3, 2 diamonds, and a spade out there. The small blind leads out for $12 and actions onto me. With one pair, I really can't raise, although it's such a premium hand. Such a small bet, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I decided to just call the $12, and 2 other players call behind me. So good thing with this bomb pot, we went from 5 ways pre-flop to 4 ways to the turn. Turn comes the deuce of spades. It brings in a backdoor flush draw, and once again, small blind bets out $25. This is just way too small for me to fold, but multi-way, like, I guess I have to call and somehow hope one pair is ever good here. I called the $25, and of course, the 2 players left to act make the call as well. So this pot is getting pretty serious, getting fairly big, and we're going to a river. The river is the Jack of Diamonds, pretty disgusting. The flush gets there, and how can I ever just get to showdown cheaply? Action checks to me. I'm going to have to check, obviously, and somehow action checks all the way around. The small blind player shows an 8. I show my pocket kings, and we're good. We take down a nice, fun bomb pot here. Not the best run out at all, especially multi-way, but somehow they hold up. After that fun bomb pot, we pick up pocket 8s under the gun, and I open up the action to $12. A middle position player, Tim, who watches the channel, so shout out to you. He 3-bets us to $41. It folds back to me, and here, pretty interesting as he is 3-betting me as the under the gun opener. But still, we're going to have to defend our pair sometimes and go set mining, so let's go to a flop and see what happens. Flop comes Queen 9-4, 2 spades. Action goes check check, and I think it's really interesting that he checked this flop, so sometimes he could have ace king. The turn comes a 9. I check now, obviously hoping to get the showdown with my pair of 8s, but now he decides to fire out a bet of $55. Why such a large sizing after checking the flop? Hands that really make sense are just ace king and sometimes jacks or 10s, but I really don't think jacks or 10s would ever be sizing up to this larger sizing compared to the pot now, since hands like he's trying to get value from, like pocket 8s, certainly won't be calling such a larger sizing. So here, putting him on some sort of a bluff like ace king, sometimes ace jack, I call the 55 and we're off to a river. The river is a king. Oh, yuck, 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 yuck. Assuming he got there, I just think about it and just check. He checks it back surprisingly, so I show my hand, curious to see what he has, and he shows the good old premium King 5 offsuits. Super nice playing with you, Tim. You wanted this one in there, and here you go. Following that, the next interesting spot, we have Jack 10 of hearts on the button, I think. The under the gun player opens up the action at $12. Action's onto me. I don't necessarily feel like 3-betting the under the gun open just yet, so very playable. Let's see a flop. I call, and the small blind calls as well. Flop comes ace, king, deuce, 2 hearts. My goodness, we have the good old royal draw. Action surprisingly checks to me, and here, certainly going to have to throw out a bet here with such a strong draw, hoping to get some sort of ace or a king X holding to call. So I bet $17, don't need to go too big with it, and only the small blind makes the call. We're off to a turn, which comes a deuce. The small blind now leads out for $25. I've seen him bluff a little bit before. He's actually done this in the exact same spot, trying to represent trips, but was actually bluffing at this time. So here, I'm assuming he might actually have trip deuces. So standardly, I'm just going to be making the call and evaluating a river. The river is the beautiful 7 of hearts. And now, once again, he leads out for $15. Okay, I'm hoping he has trips, and sometimes I'm afraid he might have a boat, as he potentially could bet really small to try to induce a bluff from me. But obviously, here with our second nut flush, I'm certainly going to have to raise this. So I decided to raise to $70, fully aware that if he does 3-bet us, I'm just going to have to fold this, unfortunately. But it doesn't get to that, as he does make the call for 70. We show our hand, and we're good.
What's going on, man? What are you doing? Nice hand. What?
Last hand of the video, we have pocket deuces, and we're in a 4-way limped pot, as I love to open limp my deuces and just go set mining for fun. Well, we're not going to be including this video in this hand if we don't flop a deuce, right? Flop comes ace, 7, deuce, 2 spades, and action checks to me. Here, I bet $10, and small blind makes the call. Trying to see a clean turn to get more value from our set. Turn comes the queen of hearts, not a card that we're necessarily too afraid of. He checks to us, and here sizing up to $35, hoping to get a call, in which he does make the call for $35, and we're going to a river. The river is the beautiful deuce of spades. Wow. Welcome back to Quadsville. He checks, and here I'm thinking about what kind of sizing I do. Never expecting this to come in, and I'm really hoping that he has some sort of spade draw that got there. So I overbet the pot to $135. He says something that I thought too long about it. and ends up folding. Seems like he had an ace that I couldn't get more value from, but we obviously have to show our hand for the vlog. We get a nice warm welcome back to getting quads. So we just wrapped up here. We played for 5 hours, and things went pretty well from the get-go, basically. We won the very first hand we were dealt in, and then we did the set over set thing. The set over set play always works when you have the higher sets, and that was great. That was a hot, like, first 15-minute start for us, and then things kept going well. So 1-3 treats us pretty well. We were only in the game for one bullet, one buy-in of $500, and we are out for $18.55. So solid. Awesome day for 1-3. We just ran really hot. We got quads once again. Didn't get paid. I think I'm an idiot. I think I should probably stop potting on the river when I'm super nutted. But that was cool to see quads once again. It's been quite some time, so I'm glad I could deliver that to you guys. And what more can I say? It went really well. So leave a like if you enjoyed. I really appreciate all the support on this channel so far. It's absolutely crazy. Cool thing that's happening here real time, but it's not going to happen when I upload this video. It's already happened. I'm going to New Jersey to play some circuit events. So we'll see how that goes. Play some online events. I'll probably be streaming it. It probably already happened. This video is going out in like mid-August, and right now it is June 13th. Nope, not June 13th. June 18th or something like that. Whatever. Regardless, that'll be cool. But leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.